Testing 1, 2, 3. It looked like it unmuted. Here and look at our micros. All right, so what I see for micros today, DXF, SMX, and Ruby. They have DXF has the most volume. Looks like it went up to 284 and has come all the way back down to 210. Let's look at SMX, which is $22. Not seeing any fresh catalysts on these. On the non-micros, the higher float ones, I'm seeing Chow. 13 million shares traded on that one. Says it reported Thursday. Chow Chow Cloud reports first half 2025 revenue up 81% year over year. Currently trading at around 91 cents. So that is actually has the most volume for things that are above 75 cents. BVC, 8 million shares. Looks like it's got some catalyst for today as well. BVC. Bit Ventures Limited launches a new digital asset segment with acquisition of high efficiency mining fleets. Okay, so that looks like it's going to be some kind of crypto or something. Saidu, no fresh news. So let's go ahead and just take note of what has fresh news. IRWD, fresh news. All right, so DXF didn't have any fresh news. SMX, nothing. Ruby has a little bit of fresh news. Oh. C. Saidu, no fresh news. IRWD, fresh news. All right, so I got my ones with fresh news now. Chow, BBC, IRWD, and Ruby. Let's go ahead and look into the. Start off with the one with the most volume. Why are you not showing my browser? Don't. It says Chow. This is a Chinese company. Looks like Chow Chow Cloud International Holdings Limited, through its subsidiaries, provides cloud solutions to businesses in Hong Kong, Singapore, the Philippines, Taiwan, Indonesia, and Australia. The company offers digital transformation consulting services, including cloud suitability assessment, real-time resource management, and strategic planning and advisory. It provides a range of IT services to facilitate cloud integration and digital transformation. The company also offers AI-powered cloud management services and IT infrastructure solutions, which include on-premise private cloud setups and public cloud integrations. The company was founded in 2014 and is based out of Kowloon, Hong Kong. All right, so this is a Hong Kong stock. Chow. Let me see if it's blocked. Let's just try to buy one. Oh, it is not blocked. Okay, Hong Kong stock not blocked. That's weird. It's only 90 cents though. Go ahead and notate that it is a Hong Kong, but it's not blocked. All right, let's look into more of its statistics. Got 15 employees, and the sector is technology. All right, the float 10.1 million, held by insiders. 69% held by insiders. That one came spooky there. Like, say that 35 million in the float, but very not really a micro float. Micro float is under 10 million. This is 10.1, so it almost got it, but not quite. Not quite. Okay, let's go. Those employees. Okay, next one is BVC. BVC, which is already looking like it's going downwards, but it did have a little bit of fresh news. And it looks like this one is a higher float as well. See. Bit Ventures Limited. This one is develops early stage technology businesses. It provides client referral services to external financial product partners. The company also offers insurance products. Okay. The company was formerly known as Santec Holdings, changed its name to Bit Ventures Limited in December 2025. So literally last month. Bit Ventures Limited was incorporated in 2019, and another Hong Kong stock. Let's see if this one's blocked. So let's just try to buy one. That one's blocked. Okay. To say TOS getting lazy out here. So BBC is blocked. Eight. So yeah, blocked for trading on that one. No reason to look further into it. IRWD, 3 million shares traded. Okay. This one, Ironwood Pharmaceuticals, a biotech company, focuses on the development and commercialization of therapies in the gastrointestinal and rare diseases in the United States and internationally. It markets linaclotide and guanylate. Oh my gosh! All right, let's tearing up my tongue. Let's see. What is that actually? Irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or chronic idiopathic constipation. So both constipations. Treatment of visceral pain conditions, including interstitial cystitis, bladder's pain. Right. Any other keywords in there? So bowel, kind of like bowel constipation type deal. Um, it is a strategic partnership with AbbVie, which is a much bigger company, AstraZeneca, but I don't know what they say there's a strategic partnership, but I don't know what exactly they're doing for those other huge companies. This one was incorporated in 1998 and is headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts. It had, oh, this is a bigger company, 253 employees out here. So healthcare, specialty, generic, and let's go ahead and scout. So look at these statistics, see what this float is talking about. It has 3 million shares. It's kind of making its way up the map. I don't see any micros really challenging what's in the non-micros. So I think that's where the focus is, these non-micros for right now. Okay, so the float on this one is 118 million. Very, very heavily held by institutions. 92% there. That's gonna be a chop factory right there. So let's state all of that. Oh, it just popped for some reason while I was getting my notes. So much higher floats, but the institutions are gonna they could keep this one. All the breakouts are gonna be extremely dangerous on it because there's so many institutions. They don't like breakouts. They like ranges. Okay, so I got my notes out here. It went up to a high of 448, and currently it has, what was that in the catalyst? It has a couple of little postings out here of catalyst for this morning, and it's all it's all like earnings catalyst. I'm not sure if earnings is going to be the way to go. Yeah, that's what it's moving on. 51 minutes ago, Ironwood Pharmaceuticals maintains a fiscal year 2025 financial guidance and announces fiscal year 2026 financial guidance. So earnings and maybe some predictions for next year, but nothing crazy. So I am going to stay away from that. So haven't seen any that I want to attack just yet. So these are the four we just looked through: Chow, BVC, uh, IRWD, and well, we didn't look through Ruby. What is Ruby? Ruby. Okay, that doesn't look like it has catalyst. All right, never mind on Ruby. Gonna wait and see what else comes up, but I'm just going to, for now, I'm going to watch IRWD. It's coming on up the map. I'm just not sure about it. I leave that one on watch and see if anything else new pops up. Ruby, like a chop factory in here, kind of like a barcode style trading. Not too interested in that. This one came from 312 up here to 448. Has an ATR of 24 cents. So very doable for this price range. $4.37 to move 24 cents. That looks very probable. Definitely making moves up here. Started at around 1 million. Now it's at 4. It's about to catch up with Saidu here. And I want to see if it can go ahead and run past all three of these and become the leader on the day. Bumping up again on IRWD. We had a high here of 448. It's not broken yet. With a couple of lower ticks. Kind of hard to put a trend on this. The way it looks right now, it's gonna need to show us some down movement, but looks like it's getting some volume here to go through the 450s. But again, this is heavily held by institutions, so any breakouts could be very negatively hit by those big pockets. Wow, running up a bag. Running up a bag. Good morning, Donnell. Million shares traded. Just doing nothing but throwing big wicks. SMX getting left in the dust in volume. Okay, we got a couple of new stocks popping in here. So let's see. ASST. These are all non-micro caps. So these are larger caps. DGNX. No fresh news. Oracle up there. ONDS. And we'll see what becomes the winner out of the volume. More people start to jump on. IRWD just continue to look more and more like it wants to get through the 448s, but I don't know how far it can go. You see the point of control here at 404 on the 1 minute. All right, IRWD again. Multiple wicks up here to the right under the 450. Can we spot any uptrends while we're waiting? Any clear uptrends? Kind of steep, kind of came down and weird like setup right there. Came down here to 391s. Nothing super clear on either side right now. could be an idea right here, though. Ends up breaking over that. Saidu has been moving. Cited Space has been moving over the last couple of weeks and hasn't really posted any more catalysts. It's just kind of been a grinder every day. So I've just tried to stay away from that until I see some fresh catalysts. I think I made money on it on one of those days, but then I just stopped trading because no fresh catalysts. That's where I do my best. So far, Chow has the most volume, 22 million shares traded at 93 cents. Love to see this one fall off and just dry up. BVC continue to look downward. Both of these are Hong Kong, so both of the leaders are Hong Kong. And we just got two more added up here to the micros. WTO just popped up here, and then BNBX. Either one of these have fresh catalysts? Nope. Nope. No fresh catalyst on either one of those. UAVS just popped up here on the non-micros. Catalyst is Eagle NXT announced a successful drone and sensor sale to the U.S. Army on UAVS. Right under $1.97. It has 3 million shares traded and running up as well. So we're looking for it to start contesting. It's jumped over all of these bottom sides and looking to, start to challenge up. It's only got 3 million shares at 20% though. Let's go look at the float and all of that on here. And they got a US contract, UAVS. This one might be interesting. Got a lot of competition on the board though. Okay, UAVS, let's go to the profile first. Profile, AG Eagle Aerial Systems doing business with Eagle NXT through its subsidiaries, designs and delivers autonomous uncrewed aerial systems worldwide. It operates through three segments: drones, sensors, and software as a service. The company offers SenseFly, a uncrewed and play operating system that enabled pilots and large enterprises to operate drone fleets, flight autonomously, collaborate globally, visualize data, and integrate with existing systems. Okay, so this one's out of Wichita, Canada. I said Canada, Kansas. My bad, Kansas. It's got 50 employees. It's technology and computer hardware. Copy all of that. Get this notated. Ooh, it's moving up quite well. UAVS. Okay, so like I said, it's coming in challenging. So this is what we like to see is things that are coming and putting pressure on those things above it. Let's go ahead and mark this up. Wichita, Canada, 50 employees. Keep saying Canada, Kansas. Employees. Let's go in keywords, military defense. It also serves agriculture and public safety and survey and mapping. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the stats. So 30% is already catching up with our IRWD. Looking like it's going to go ahead and end up passing it here at $1. Okay, so the float on this is 38.14 on UAVS, and the not a whole lot of holdings by the insiders or the institutions, so could get a little volatile. Let's see what else. So take that. Here's outstanding 3. Okay, perfect. Good morning, Hebrew. So yeah, let's see. So UAVS right at $1. The military contract. And I need to look into that military contract to see exactly what's going on. If they're talking money, this could be a pretty good play for today. If they're talking money, it's up 25%, about to pass IRWD in volume. So IRWD, I was thinking it was weak anyway, and now this one is confirming the weakness because it's running up on his backside like that. And pretty much if something like UAVS comes up and overshadows something like RI or IRWD, I'm like, all right, that's weak. Let's focus on where the people are. Okay, so let's look at this. So this was 10 minutes ago when they made this announcement. Successfully announced a successful drone and sensor sale. So this is a sale to the U.S. Army. How much money did they make off this sale? Let's see, Wichita, leading provider, blah, blah, blah. Let's look for money. Landmark transaction facilitated through the company's commercial partner. Okay, where's the money? They're doing a lot of talking about what they sold, but what about that money though? Okay, so no money values, and not sure what that sale is looking like. Let's go to BAM SEC and see if they have any shelf registrations or anything like that. When I see a sale, I expect them to have their money up front. Hey, we made this much from this sale. You know what I'm saying? It does have 2 registrations from last year. Shelf registration on the 25th, and then shelf registration here on the I'd say on the 25th. What month is this? 7, whatever month that is. But it's got 2 from last year on deck. So let me notate that. Edit. So one of the red flags that I would say is they had a sale with no money listed. No revenue listed. Which means it could be not as good as they're trying to make it out to be. Revenue listed. And they do have 2 shelf registrations from last year. 2 shelves. Okay. Looks like it did get more volume than the other one that we were watching, but it's got some red flags. I just, if I'm gonna sell something, like let's say if I made, $10 million off of a contract, I would want to put that out there front, like, hey, this is the money that we're making. We're doing good work, right? I'm just not seeing that here. Seeing that here. All right. Anyway, it is number 3 now. 11 million shares that overshadowed all these other ones. Up here on the micros still looking weak. None of them have even crossed 5 million shares, so all that's weak. And then the 2 leaders for today are Hong Kong stocks. So, defense. This is the first trading day of the year. And I'm just keeping doing what I was doing last year, you know, playing defense, looking for value, looking for red flags, a reason why not to buy. And then, you know, moving on up. So UAVS hit a high up here of 111. Starting to come back down. Let's see. So it started down here 82 cents. 12 million shares that might actually end up over trading BVC here soon. Looks like it is going to catch up with BVC. Very flip-floppy stock here. Point of control is at 107. Less than 1 million shares to become the number 2 on the day. All right, it's going to break this top 111. It has become number 2 on the day now. Got over BVC. $13 million shares traded on it. It has a 3.35 beta score, which means that it's going to more closely follow the market. The market has been grinding up. Let's look at the overall market here. So we can see into the close, let's see, Wednesday. And then you see this big bullish run out of this level as it was descending. So over the past couple of days, we've been seeing this descent. And now this is the first breakout over previous levels up in here. So somebody's feeling real bullish, but this one closely follows the market. So the market is going down. If it retraces back down, I would expect UAVS to go on down as well. But if it keeps going up, UAVS may follow on that heavier beta score. But this is the number 2, man, floating right above $1. Let's see some structure on this thing a little bit more. So hit a high up here of 111. Point of control at 107. Okay, throwing some, getting his head down here at the 105s, looking like it wants to stay above $1. And so as I look over here at my non-micros, like BVC and all of these, if they're not getting the volume, I just fade off of them. I'm just like, hey, what's getting what's moving right now? Right now, UAVS is popping back towards the highs. Seeing that right up there, back towards that 111. I just don't see a reason to be looking where people aren't. If it's drying up, I'm like, yeah, let me go and move on. 16 million shares traded on UAVS. IRWD just couldn't even make it to 10 million shares traded. Then UAVS looking like it's ready to break. Yep, there's a little break there. Remember, this one wasn't heavily held by institutions or insiders, so it could get very wild because there's not a lot of big money just sitting in place waiting on it. So making a new high there at 114. Okay. See if we can identify any clear trends. No clear trends as of yet. And UAVS has an ATR of 10 cents. So that's very doable with the price range that it's at right now. It may go up a little bit from where it started. It's only moved 20 cents overall from yesterday or whenever Wednesday's close or whatnot. 20-cent movement. It's about to become the number one on the day. If Chow doesn't get any trading here, it's coming up on Chow very quickly. 18 million shares traded. Chow has been sitting around 24 million for quite a while, and I'm thinking UAVS is about to steal the show out here. Now, I don't know if it's going to steal the show to the upside or the downside, or if it needs to retrace because it hasn't really formed that cyclical pattern yet. What we like to see is that ebb and flow of buyers getting in, lifting it up, selling off. Buyers getting it in, lifting it up, selling off. That's what we're looking for. And so far, and that's why I kind of like to identify those trends first, because we haven't seen that cyclical motion yet, that up and down flow. Exited on 109 large float. Yeah, yeah. That's why with these large floats, I kind of try to buy low if I'm buy at all. Because it's just hard to buy high and then you get chopped around in consolidation. All right, UAVS almost to 20 million shares traded. We had a high out here of 11 or 114, and we're starting to get a little bit of an idea of some type of downtrend, but it's got to break down something here, 105s or 103s, and show us a stronger downtrend for us to identify the true ebb and flow. Okay, so this is now looking like a more clear idea of a downtrend coming up here and facing some type of resistance. Let's see, 113. Can we get a clear downtrend here? Okay, to stay down. 20 million shares traded on UAVS now. Number 2 on the day. 4 million shares, it'll be number 1 in volume on the day. Popping up here, let's see a lower high here. Can we see a lower high? Needs to break that up. That's a double top. Unless it snaps that. Need to see a breakdown of 109. Still no clear downtrend. We have a slight idea of some type of uptrend here, though. This is a little bit more natural looking, but we'll see if it ends up breaking this down. And this one's a little steep. Little steep there. Not sure about that. We'll see. 21 million shares traded. Less than 3 million, it'll be number 1 on the day. With the U.S. government contract, a sale to the U.S. government or the U.S. Army, but no prices or no monetary value listed for how much the contract was or what. Still looking like it's in some type of consolidation. Right. Seeing a more clear level. Came back down here to what I thought was some type of uptrend, but I'm not sure. No confirmation on that. See how it holds this 104 down here. Well, kind of held up that level. We'll see if it continues to hold, but still no lower highs to determine a downtrend. All we have is ideas of uptrends, but if we don't know where this thing, where the shorts are sitting, if they're sitting anywhere, it's kind of hard to make a move. See if this one comes out to be a lower high. 22 million shares traded on it. 2 million shares away from being number 1. Okay. Could be a lower high here. What is this? DVLT just popped up here. 36 million just crossed the 75 cent level, but no catalyst. Okay. Not worried about that. UAVS now knocked to number 3 as DVLT enters, but I think it's going to end up crossing DVLT as well because DVLT has no catalyst, only up 19%. This is the 3rd time it's been up here to these tops. 3 times at 114. We know something is sitting up here. Something is sitting up here for sure. We don't know how strong or weak it is though. 3 million. It's about to move back to number 2. Volume coming in up there. Looks like it wants to pop. Yep, small pop out of there. So I guess that idea kind of worked out, but it is what it is. If I can't identify up and down trend, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see some type of pennant where it's forced into it to make a decision. Right now, it's just forcing shorts upward. The high of this one was 118. All right, it's moved back up to the number 2 position. It's jumped over Chow. And the only thing above it now is DVLT. But if DVLT falls under 75 cents, then I mean, it is what it is. It's just, you know, it's going down anyway. All right. So now let's see how it holds up this point of control at 106. 25 million shares traded at almost 40% up. Big red candle coming down on the 1 minute. Let's look at the daily chart on UAVS while we got a little bit of time. So UAVS daily chart, getting quite a bit of sell off, blah blah blah. Closed last trading day at 81 cents and is currently trading up above. So the top up here was 113. Oh, I should have marked this up. That's why I went up there and was struggling right there. So 114 right there. Possible daily level. Wonder why I was just struggling in that spot. Possible daily level, and then above that, up here to the 140s, 139s. Looks like there's something sitting up here as well. I just say 145. Possible daily. Okay. Above that, I'm not sure. 140s could be something as well. Let me duplicate right around that 140-ish area. Okay. And past that, it's really nothing super obvious. So I'm not sure about anything else. But let's go back over to where UAVS through the topping tail up there, back down here to that 114 level that it was struggling on. Now we know why, looking at the daily chart, why it was struggling here. So I expect to see some type of sell-off here, or lower high here. Back down through this trend of the 110s. 27 million shares traded on it. Looks like it's creating our a nice clear lower high here. So let's go ahead and get this marked up right through here to the right. Let's see if it actually respects this and breaks down this previous level here of the 110s. 28 million shares traded on it. Kind of tight. It's got to make a decision. In a rock in a hard place. Got the daily resistance at the 114 with a downtrend now at this level. I'm looking for it to splash down through this 110 here. Confirm that this is the start of the downtrend. You candle opening up. There it is. You draw the trends because, you know, other people are drawing trends and they work. And now it came right down to our other trend here. We're going to see which decision that it wants to make. It's got a rock and a hard place up here, though. So came down here and just bounced off this 110. Let's see if it continues to test downward. Stopping right up there on the trend. Okay. Right back down to that 110 level, point of control. All it needs to do is break down 111. Bet there's a lot of stops under there too. $29 million shares traded on this one. About to close this candle in about 50 or 10 seconds. And let's see if it closes towards the bottom side of this trend. So it can go ahead and explode back into this downtrend. Right? Open right at the bottom side. And it looks like it wants to get on. Let's see if it makes that rush down. A lot of stop losses right there under the 111. So let's see if they get passed through. Yep. There we go. So now we have an idea of a downtrend. It kind of peaked out here once before, but now we need to identify a new uptrend. So we got this uptrend that could become resistance. We can't get rid of this yet because this acted as an uptrend. So it could become some type of resistance here at the 112s. We're looking to see how far down this one's going to go. 30 million shares traded on it. Chow popped up here. It's not blocked, but it's a Hong Kong company. Yeah, it got passed up as far as volume went. UAVS following our downtrend there. So following the downtrend from that daily level. There's a bottom down here of 103. 30 million shares traded on it. Haven't seen any micro floats even reach 10 million shares traded, so not a hot day for those. All right, so we have a new idea here. We'll draw this in. New idea, a little pop-up right there. Like I said, this could become resistance. That's why we just don't get rid of this. This idea is still valid until it invalidates itself. Coming up there to the point of control right there at the 112, right underneath that level. We're looking for it to do some continuation down here. Popping up right to that level. I was talking to some people about the trading and all of that. And they were like, yeah, you know, some people's charts looks like spaghetti, right? Some people's charts, they have a bunch of drawings on there, but I'd rather have my own drawings than have a bunch of indicators, because at least I understand why I drew something. You know, it's not super mathematical. It's super simple. Saw the idea in real time. It was building. And, you know, we marked it up and said, hey, there's something interesting going on here. And even on the daily chart, when we go out and see those are historical levels that you can use. And we saw that how it struggled up here at this 114. Not saying it'll continue to struggle, but we have an idea of some type of structure, right? Uptrends, downtrends, validations, and confirmations is what we're looking for. So again, punching up there a little bit. So 2 times touching our previous level. And let's see if it wants to get back down here to the 108s. But it's the same no matter what it is I'm trading. I use the same thing. Only thing that really affects it is the float, how big it can move out of there. But it's pretty much the same setup. Sometimes I'm trading a higher float and I'm like, man, this thing can go to the moon, but it can't because it's higher float. It's gonna be choppy. And my expectations get the best of me, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen low floats do this, but high floats, nope. Nope. Good setup. It goes green for a little bit, but just cannot make the rest of the move at the time that I wanted to. So again, getting held up at this level. Have the 109s down here. And the longer it takes to repass a level like this, the more it loses what little trend that it had up. Start getting nervous. Like, wait a minute, this is a momentum, this is consolidation. All right, but still, it's coming up about to be number 1 again on the day. DVLT slowing down in volume right at that 40 million mark. And UAVS still coming on up, 32 million on deck traded this morning pre-market. I did not realize that it is 7:45. It's time to be moving, man. But yeah. You'll see now trading under that little point of control. That's pretty much the only thing I like to see is where is the majority of trades at on a price, or what price did the majority of trades happen in this session, and then I look for that to be another type of wall because somebody wanted this thing below this level. So yeah, during the open, I will continue to watch and see what it wants to do. For now, though, I haven't really, it's still outside of this previous downtrend. So the downtrend right now is all the way down here to 106. So it's still outside of that. And I'm just seeing, can it continue to make up higher lows outside of this downtrend without absolutely collapsing? Speaking of collapsing, coming down and trading away from this level here, our problem child up there, and it actually right as this this uptrend was connecting with that 114, we see it trying to get out to the downside. So this is another little test down here, 109. It has room back into this downtrend down here to the 105s. Okay. Opening up right on it, down to the 104s, but still holding this little uptrend. This point, to get back up to this uptrend, it would need to pass the 114 at daily level. I don't know if it has the juice for that. So slight breakdown, room down here to the 104s. Only a 4-cent fall. Definitely could do it. 07. Keep pushing it, boys. So that is a lower high there as well. So we're starting to see continuation of this downtrend. 106s. Fall a little bit more. 104 is right here. Right here. And up low there. Now we can't erase this little trend here because it may become resistance at the 109. This one right here, though, is kind of far away from this one. So go ahead and erase that one. We already have a level here of the 114. We already kind of know that's a daily level. Yeah. Keep on doing that as you get a clear picture of what's going on. Coming on up there to that level we had previously marked there, 109. Should become some type of resistance on that idea. We'll see. Right at that level. Bottom side of this was 106. I kind of like for it to throw a wick up here and then get snatched back down so we can get another idea for a downtrend here. But it hasn't done that yet. So right up to our previous idea. Stop there, and then the bottom is at 106. Under control came down some to 109. Kind of working as a little bit of a wall there. More and more volume coming down the chart isn't great. Popping up there. There's a little wick. Now can we get that snatch down? 35 million shares traded, only 5 million away from DVLT. So there's the wick. Now let's see the snatch back under this level of the 110. This would be a new downwards idea if it can start moving back downwards. Did hold out of this previous downtrend though. Didn't really get all the way down there. It's looking for that slap in the mouth here. Back, yeah, there we go. Get on down there, big boy. We know what the game is. We know. Tempt everybody to try to get in, but we already see. We see what you're doing. What it's doing is unclear. So if it's unclear, it's like people just getting in on hope and dreams. We're about to get our next downtrend here. What, 112? Pop in here. A breakdown of 109s is what it needs. We'll go ahead and mark up this next downtrend idea. See if it ends up either breaking over this or breaking down. Okay. Trying to hold this level. Will it invalidate? Will it actually get going up over the 112s? And then if it does, it's got this wall at 2 cents above that at 114. So is that worth it, a 2-cent win? I'm not sure. Okay, so starting to break down this level. It's over a little bit. So again, we're starting to see more structure in here. More of a, you can see how it could go ahead and downtrend, but still all the possibilities are open because it can go this way out of the pennant. It can go this up. Well, it opened up to the downside down here. So that's not great for it. Again, using this as some type of resistance as the 110s. This is the leader on the day. I'm just going to wait until another leader pops up. Fresh news. What is PR? PRZO popped up here. Power Zero Technologies receives first purchase order for its Defender, but it's only got 1 million shares, so it's got a lot of work to do. Says Power Zero secures first order from Israeli defense entity for Defender counter UAS systems. Yeah, up 14%, but still just not really in the same ballpark as these as far as attention. All right, so end up holding this uptrend here, but super choppy. Decision time. It's got to go one of these ways. You have a new upward idea though. Let's look at this. Holds this up, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one back here because it's kind of out of range at this point. We need to fall back to 97 cents down here. Not too interested in that. We got a new uptrend here at the 107s. Not another uptrend, another uptrend idea. 107. Tested right here in this level, but it looks like it's making the decision to go further down than up. So more of a clear downtrend than an uptrend. 37 million shares traded on it. 3 million away from stepping over DVLT. All right, well, Friday, I've came and I've seen UAVS has some red flags as far as not putting out the money that it made on the sale, just saying that it had a sale to the U.S. Army, so it's kind of vague. I'll see if anything better pops up, but as far as volume, nothing is on the same level except DVLT. 37, almost 40 million shares traded on both of these, but UAVS is the only one with the catalyst for today, fresh catalyst on today. But yeah, pretty much it for me. See how it ends up holding levels during the day. Maybe it pops back up here and tries to test this 114 during the open, which would be from here a couple cents. I mean, let me see, like, 5-6 cents there, but I don't know if that's worth it. I kind of want to see how it plays with this ATR. The ATR from the close of the last trading day was 10 cents. I want to see if it gets bigger than that. Because this full move was only about 20 cents. 25 something cents. So that's not huge. You definitely got to be willing to take profit and get on down if you're going to do something like this. But the bottom down here is 107 and it continues to just grind down. Popping up there again, using that as resistance. Yeah, all right. I'm about to jump. If you guys are going to trade this, keep your head on a swivel. I will get into the Discord later, but I'm about to jump over and answer some calls. But yeah, this thing is a spectacle to the downside. It looks like continues to just have a whole bunch of characteristics of going down. We'll see during the open. Daily level. Where's the next daily level? The next daily level was all the way up here to 140. 140, 145. Still using this as some type of resistance. And the longer it stays flat like this, the longer it's not trending, the deader the trend is getting. So it's like if it wasn't an uptrend and it's consolidating, it may be getting ready to shift to something else. If it wasn't a downtrend and all it's doing is consolidating, you may be ready to see a shift. But anyway, I got to get out of here. Appreciate you all for tuning in. And I will circle back to Discord in a little bit. And as always, oh, this thing is choppy. Friday, Freaky Friday. We'll see what happens. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.